Welcome to the I Can Do That podcast. I'm Jem Fadling, spiritual formation coach, author, and founding partner of Unhurried Living. With 30 years experience in spiritual formation, I help people grow by combining grounded optimism with practical spirituality. This effective dynamic will guide you onto the path of discernment so that you can transform your hopes into habits. Each episode, I'll share one practical idea with one simple takeaway. Together, we'll grow at the pace of transformation, and you'll move into your day saying to yourself, I can do that. Your first day of kindergarten, your first car, your first kiss, your first home. Life is full of firsts. We spend our lifetime taking first steps that lead to growing up and maturing into functioning adults. And along the way, our souls are taking first steps as well. The first time we heard about God, the first time we heard the name of Jesus, the first time we saw an answer to prayer, the first time we acted on His behalf in the care of another, and yes, the first time it all came crashing down around us. Today, I'd like to share with you 3 of my firsts. These are turning points in my relationship with and understanding of God. So my very first memory of having thoughts about God was when I asked my mom, how did we get washing machines? And her response was priceless, as she was the first one in my life to specifically point to God. She told my little elementary-aged self that God gave people the ideas to create the things we would need in our lives. So my first ideas about God were that He existed, somehow He saw us, and He wanted to help us out. It's pretty practical stuff for a little kid. But here's what I ended up with. I am seen. A few years later, I was sitting at a table in a tiny kitchen in a little home in a very small town. I was 12 years old, and the woman who had invited me to her home worked with the youth at our local church. She and her husband were quiet, steady, humble, loving people. She shared with me about Jesus, and she asked me if I wanted Jesus in my life. I told her I did, and so we prayed together. I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm sure something real happened in me, but I don't remember any profound feeling. Looking back now, however, I know this. Jesus had me. I am known. I had taken another step on what was and has continued to be a lifelong journey of walking with Him. I'm still learning the depths of His love and His care. Many years after the little kitchen table, I was attending a seminar led by a group of men who wanted us to know how much Jesus loved us. They read from John 15, and these are the phrases that leapt out at me. Remain in me. Apart from me, you can do nothing. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. I have called you friends. You did not choose me, but I chose you. Love each other. These words opened me to a new way of perceiving the love and care of God the Father and His Son, Jesus. I had read the book of John before, but not until that day did these words penetrate my heart. I am loved. Now, each one of these encounters in my life was the deepening of the journey on which the Lord would continue to walk with me. He let me know that He was there at a very young age, and He continued to provide people who would act as pointers of the way all along the way. God has had me in His process the whole time. I am still on the path, and I expect more layers of God's love and presence will open to me as I continue to walk with Him. If we pay attention, we'll find that God is always initiating toward us. We can respond and continue to become more and more like Him over the course of our lives. Wherever you may find yourself on this journey with Jesus, my prayer is that you will take the step of embracing the love that He is extending toward you right here and right now. You are seen, you are known, you are loved. Ephesians 3:18 and 19 says this, with both feet planted firmly on love, you'll be able to take in with all the followers of Jesus the extravagant dimensions of Christ's love. Reach out and experience the breadth, test its length, plumb the depths, rise to the heights, live full lives, full in the fullness of God. Blessings to you this week as you walk in the knowledge that you are seen, you are known, and you are loved. Now here's your I can do that for this week. At least one time in the next few days, try to catch yourself when you hit a bit of a bump in the road and simply utter this little prayer. I am seen, I am known, I am loved. God, I receive your presence. And then just notice what happens. Remember, you're making your way forward one small, simple, and gracious step at a time. If you're looking for a new and creative spiritual practice, I'd like to introduce you to Inviso. Similar to Visio Divina, Inviso is a spiritual practice using contemplative, photographic imagery. Each of the 20 cards in the set contains an image on one side and 3 reflective questions on the other. Engage with God in a fresh and inspiring way. Order for yourself and your friends at unhurriedliving.com/Inviso. If you love what you just heard, please follow, rate, and review this podcast. This helps more people find us, and I really appreciate your help. You can also text this episode to a friend so they can join you on this journey. Together, let's move at the pace of grace and grow at the pace of transformation.